Most couples do not need a different partner. What they need is a different pattern. As long as in your marriage, there is no ongoing abuse, no ongoing repeated betrayal without remorse, no coercive control, or no complete lack of commitment. As long as these things are not there, or they have been addressed very well, you don't need a different partner. You don't need that separation. All you need is a different pattern. So we're going to go on this journey today with a family. Let's look at the family and see how the conversation between these two couple, the way they were able, the conversation that transpired for something they needed help with. And then we're going to dig out the hidden pattern in their conversation. Okay, so the wife goes, you are never around the home, the house. You are never around the house. This is the wife showing complaint or, talking to the husband that I need help. So she goes by saying, you're never around the house. I need you here. I need you to help me around with chores, with other things, with house chores. And the husband goes, that's not true. I worked all day trying to make sure that I give this family all my best. I know my role as a husband. You don't tell me that. I'm working so tirelessly to promote or to provide for this household. But you do is that you don't recognize my effort. Do you see? The husband is coming down with a defense, right? Why are you always, and the wife goes, you always have excuses to give. Each time I try to talk to you about something, about how I feel, about what I need, you always take the flip the narrative and begin to talk about your own stuff, your own this, your own that. That's not what I'm talking about. And the husband says, you are always complaining. You're always complaining. You never see anything good in what I do. You don't appreciate me. I'm not being appreciated in this house. You see the conversation going on? Now, this conversation keeps going on and on again, week by week. And I'm going to ask you, what do you think is the hidden pattern in this conversation between these two people? How they are trying to get their needs met, how they are trying to, talk about certain things in their marriage. I'd like to know if you can guess what it is playing role in this marriage, in this conversation. I feel that what is transpiring here is criticism, defensiveness, escalation. The wife has a need. She has a need. She wants the husband to help around the house, to help with the house chores, to help out. The man is saying, I'm already doing my best. Just that you're not seeing it. You don't recognize what I do. You don't appreciate my effort. Two people saying the same thing, but different meaning. They're not saying what the other person is saying. Do you see? They lack the perspective to see the other person's or where the other person is coming from. That's what they lack. And look at the end result. Immediately after that argument, after that escalation of conversation, what next? Is anger. Anger will increase. Neither person will feel heard at all because they're already angry. I talk back at him, he talks back at me. No, so we're not listening to anybody. Nobody's listening to anybody. We all have our excuses to give. Do you see? The original issue, which is the household chores, is not being resolved. And now the two people are feeling emotionally weak in that marriage. The emotional safety begins to weaken because of the way they try to solve that problem of I need help around the house. Now, you see the pattern, how the pattern is playing around here. The problem is her choice. I need help with her chores. The second thing is repeated interaction. How they are going back and forth, confronting, giving excuses, defending, getting angry, and all that going forward. Nobody's listening to anyone. And that's what the hidden pattern is all about. How do you talk or react when you are solving problem or when you are having conflict? However you react, whatever you say or do would determine if your marriage or your relationship with each other will weaken or if it will enhance and strengthen. So that's the case. And you see, the repeated way they respond to that problem is what is slowly damaging the marriage because this happened on and on. I just want to share a quick story here. So I like to eat food with my husband. We eat food always, dinner precisely. And now in this season of our life, it happened that he is not always coming to eat with us. And that's triggered me so much. I was not happy about it. And so I've been enduring this. Sometimes we eat alone without him. And this fateful day, I asked the kids to go get him for dinner. And he said he was not coming. So I wanted to see the conversation. I was already angry. Whenever you are angry, the prefrontal cortex, responsible for reasoning and executive functioning in the brain, it will shut down. It will no longer be reasonable. It will no longer put to work. What will be working at that moment is the limbic section of the brain. That is the section responsible for emotion and anger and the fight and flight, fright motion. So that is what was already in vogue. I now stepped down and said, what do you mean you're not going to eat with us? Do you imagine? I've been expecting you to come. And each time I ask you, you say, no, I don't like this. You always do this. That word, you always do it, is a criticism there. So whatever you are saying to that person, the person will no longer listen to you. Supposing if this kind of conversation happens all the time, from time to time, week by week, month by month, 6 months, 1 year, do you know the kind of damage you'll be doing to your marriage? Because the way you approach the person is not the right way, even though you have an important or valid reason for what you are saying. You have a need. And that's one of the things why, the reason why patterns happen. That is a need. There's something that is causing this. That is a need, but that need are not being met. Those needs are not being met. And that's what is triggering the whole pattern process in your marriage. And so over time, in the case of this family we are talking about as our case study today in today's video, over time, each partner will begin to tell themselves a story. Yes. And that's what is called belief, relationship belief. Relationship belief is what I have come to believe about you, about me, or about us in this relationship. And that's what relationship culture is all about. What we have normalized in this relationship. What you and I have normal. The normal thing now in the relationship is that we don't ask each other about our feelings. So that's relationship culture. There's also a culture of eating together. The one I mentioned, healthy culture. There's also a culture of, the only way you can talk to me is by shouting. It's a culture. It's the normal thing in this marriage. And those things are the hidden pattern we're talking about. They are not healthy. They need to be changed. So, but back to our previous story. Whenever a pattern gives birth to belief, because of what has been going on, you criticize me, you complain, you withdraw, we fight, we don't agree, things happen back and forth. Because of that, we come to a place of belief. And I believe that you don't love me. And we're going to go back to that story after a while. You see the belief the woman made because of that back and forth pattern or relationship pattern they are having in their marriage. And so that's what belief is all about. What do you believe for me, for you, for us, based on the pattern that is already existing in the marriage? That's what pattern belief is all about. And so over time, the injured spouse, the one that is feeling, that is angry, that is complaining, that is confronting, will start to believe something like, my feelings don't matter in this marriage. Nothing ever changes. Nothing ever changes. There's no point talking about it. Because if you talk about it from morning till night, he will not change. She will not change. He will always do what he likes. If you talk about it, he will always go out and make that decision all by himself. He does not include me in the decision making. That has been the pattern in this marriage. And so the person will not come to a place of acceptance. He believes, I am alone in this marriage. Oh, you have to protect yourself. There is no point bringing this kind of information or conversation or issue because I know how it will end. There's no point bothering myself. That is the belief stage. And the belief will give birth to protective response. What's happened next? You have believed that this is who you are now. What we'll do next is what is called responsive or protective response or future action or future conversation. What happens now after you must have said this? In the case of the wife or the case study we are studying today, you see that the wife has also come to believe. See her belief. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care how overwhelmed I feel in this marriage. The husband belief also is nothing I do is ever good enough. I never get recognized at all for anything I do, no matter how you treat this. She has always taken me for granted. All these beliefs are rarely spoken aloud, but you speak it yourselves. You've come to believe that this is what it is. Based on that belief, the wife will say, now, because he doesn't listen to me, because he doesn't care how overwhelmed I feel, I will continue to attack him. I will continue to attack him. I will continue to criticize him. I will speak more. I will nag more. Because the more I speak, the more he will realize, he will recognize, or he will listen to me. He's not getting what I'm saying. He doesn't get it. I will keep talking to him until he understands what I'm trying to say. The husband, on the other hand, has already made his own belief that nobody appreciates me here. Nothing I do ever gets recognized. Is ever enough, right? That was his belief. And now look at, The belief will give rise to protective response. And I begin to say, well, I would rather not spend so much time here anymore because the whole atmosphere is tense, there is tension, is tensed. And so I will not be coming back home regularly. I can go out in the morning and then while I wait my time and come back in the evening when everything has cooled down, I'll just go to sleep because I don't want to face her. I don't want to do this drama anymore. What is it called? He's withdrawing little by little because he wants to protect himself. That's where they are now. Nobody is liking, the wife does not appreciate him. So I'm going to keep my cool. I'm not going to come close to you. He will even stop helping at all in the house because the little he helps, nobody recognizes it. Nobody appreciates him. So what's the point of coming to help and I don't get recognized? I don't get appreciated. I get nobody is appreciating me. So why bother myself? You see, whatever belief they have is giving rise to whatever that's happening now. Future conversation from now on. Because of this, from now on, I will start doing this. I will start coming back late. I will not respond to her again. When she nags, I will not respond. I will just ignore her. I will just be silent. These are all future conversations he has already said he will be doing or he's already doing. And those things, that's the one thing the caveat I want to say here, is that you are protecting yourself. However, whatever protective response you are doing is still not good enough. It's still affecting your marriage. So it will still lead to emotional drift, just to put it in a simple way. So you're trying to be okay. I have resolved something because of the belief. This is where I am now. I will not come back again. I will come back in the evening. Okay, how does that play out? How does that support your marriage? All those plans or whatever you have believed or whatever you want to do going forward is still not bringing you and your spouse in a better place. It's still tearing both of you apart. That's what is called emotional drift. So the pattern is simply, it goes this way. The problem, the interaction you have with your spouse, the argument, whatever the pattern is, the hidden pattern, and then the belief you have as a result of what is going on. And then the responsiveness, whatever you say to protect yourself, will eventually lead you to emotional drift, whereby emotions are no longer maintained, you feel misunderstood, you feel unheard, unvalued, unseen, as if you're not making sense. Do you understand? You speak from morning till night, nobody listens. Affection will begin to decrease. That's how it works. That's where it goes. So pattern does not favor anyone. However you want to say it, I want to put it in a simple way. If you're the type that makes a horrible decision, financial decision, and your wife keeps telling you that I do not like the way you make financial decision. I don't like it. You are going to wreck this family. Things will fall apart. We are not going to be secured. The children are growing. They need money to go to school. And so if you keep making those financial reckless decisions or choices that will wreck your family financially, your wife will come to a place of belief. Watch it. It has been happening all the time. Every decision you make is not favoring your family. Financial security is at stake. Now your wife will believe, no, I don't trust this man anymore. Financially, I don't trust him. That is her belief. Based on the conversation you're having with him. Because each time you talk to him, you confront him, he will defend himself, he will say so many things, both of you are feeling angry, not happy, upset, and nothing is resolved. And so you yourself will come to yourself and say, I don't trust this man with my family and my children. That is a belief you are making. And now when you make that belief, subsequent action will be, what is your future action? Your future action will be, I'm going to start keeping my money alone, independently, financial secrecy. Do you see? And now when you begin to keep your money separate from your husband, you don't let him know how much you earn or what is going on, how much is coming, or the children, and everything is kept secret. For him, he will not be happy. And that's what is called, that will be this, you don't trust each other anymore. He's not happy that you don't get along in that aspect. How do we move this family forward? How do we manage the financial responsibility if we don't get to know what's going on, our financial statement and stuff like that? So because you have blocked everywhere, you are keeping things independently. He will not be that far. So whatever action you take to preserve and to secure yourself financially is going to affect the marriage. And that is what is called emotional drift. Do you see the problem? So how do we solve this problem? For the case of the wife, the relationship belief is he doesn't care about me, right? The husband said, nothing I do is ever enough. Protective response, criticism increases. I'm going to talk to him until he listens to me. I will keep talking. I will keep bugging his life until he comes. He must listen to me. He must help out. This job of the family is not just for me alone. It's for everybody.
Some people are in this state now. They keep talking, but the man is keep running away. In fact, the more you try to nag more, the more he withdraws. He runs away because he can't stand all your drama. So in that way, what happens? What's the next thing? Because of what you're doing, emotional drift will set in. Emotional safety weakens. Communication begin to fade. The couples begin to live their life separately, and that's not healthy at all. That's not helping anybody in the marriage. So to summarize what I have ever said now, this is what you can take out from this video today. Pattern will shape your relationship, and it will shape your relationship belief. And from that relationship belief, the relationship belief will drive the protective response you have. How do you want to protect yourself based on what you have believed? And then the last thing, that protective response will most of the time lead to emotional drift. Okay, so that's how it goes. Now sometimes I know some people can relate to this, but that's just me. You want to share a story, something that is very nice, something happened during the day, and before I even continue my story, women naturally connect with their husbands through communication, through talking. That's all we know how to do. I mean, with respect to communication and building connection, that's how we connect more, is by talking with each other. And so when I come with a story to share, if that story does not move him, he doesn't love that story, he will not even say anything. He will not contribute. He will not validate. He just be flattened. Nothing. Nothing. And you begin to, as if you're talking to yourself, as if you are even ashamed for sharing the story. Now look at what I want to teach from this story. If that thing happens once or twice, I will go back and say, wow, I will not share next time. Why will I share? Each time I share a story, and I expect him to contribute, to laugh about it, to share his own part of the story. Let's make it a moment. He will decline by his action. Knowingly or unknowingly, I don't know. But the person will not participate. And so I will feel ashamed of myself, even bringing the issue up. I will not make a resolution that from this day, I will no longer share anything that does not concern him. Do you see? That thing I'm sharing, I'm not sharing it because I want to share a story or that it makes sense. But that is the way I like to connect. And that's the way we want to be together. Do you understand? So we don't keep staying in the house and not talk to each other and not, bring ourselves to connect more. So if he doesn't show me respect or contribute or show interest in my story, I better not share next time. That is a belief. And that belief might be that we'll not be talking again more. We'll not be talking more in the family. Everybody just be doing their stuff. We only talk what is necessary. Do you see how this can become a pattern if you keep repeating in the marriage? And that's how hidden pattern can damage your marriage. If the cycle repeats every week for the next 2 years, it will cause a problem. For next 3 months, 3 years, this is the way he behaves. He's not going to work well. It's not going to make you both to love each other more. Even though you have a problem you want to talk about, that pattern that has been existing will make you both not to come together. It will lead to emotional drift. You begin to ask yourself, how did we get here? And that's what you do not want for your marriage. So you want to interrupt the pattern head on. Stop whatever that's causing those things. And you don't interrupt the pattern by winning the argument even. You don't say, I'm going to win, who is at fault. We are doing it because we want to interrupt it and change our next response. We change our next response. How do we do it? Just to give you a little tips, because I have other things we can do when you decide to work with me. The first few things you can do going forward from today is just try to be curious. Okay, whenever you want to talk to someone and you're already feeling angry, it cannot come out nice. Take it from me. You have to pause, take a deep breath, reconstruct your statement. It's not because you are working on you're not feeling emotionally safe. No, it's wisdom. It's because I don't want what happened yesterday to repeat itself. I don't want the cycle that's how I spoke to you yesterday to happen again. So you are choosing your words not out of fear, but out of alignment, out of knowledge, out of awareness that I know what will come out if I go the other way. Do you understand? And so you ask questions, be curious. Curiosity is the key. Don't confront. You might want to confront because that's how you feel. But calm yourself down and say that nicely. The person will be in a better position to receive those corrections or whatever you are trying to say. They might hear it better if it comes out nicely. So instead of withdrawing, engage. What's going on? Talk to me. And instead of assumption, you try to ask questions. You don't assume that because he wants to stay by himself, me too, I want to stay on my own. because he's not feeling to talk to me today. What's that? Me too. I will just carry my face the other side. Whenever he or she is, whenever he resolves to, he want us to do marriage, we can start wherever we left off. That is not healthy. Okay, you interrupt the negative pattern by doing the right thing. And that's why I teach the 3L framework. It's a framework I use, it's a relationship framework I use in coaching clients so that they can learn how to communicate with each other, identify the unhealthy patterns in their relationship, and rebuild emotional safety with each other. Okay? The first thing I want to talk about here is the first principle is listen. Instead of you to defend yourself all the time because you know that what the person is saying is not true, or you want to give your own side of the story, become curious. Okay? Flip the whole narrative and say it the way the person can hear you. What are you feeling right now? Because most of the time, what we are communicating is beyond what we are feeling. Are you understanding me? So someone will be feeling, when she says, I need you to help me with hard chores, what she's trying to say is that I am tired. You go to work, I go to work, and we'll come back tired. I will need more hands in solving this in our house. Okay? But the way she presented it may not sound okay. But that's what she's trying to say. I want you to help me. I want you to show me that you love me even more. But if you don't understand it, you think that she's fighting you or she's attacking your identity. The next one is lead. Choose a better response that can move your relationship forward instead of repeating yesterday's cycle. Okay? And the next one is love. Love is to, you replace unhealthy reactions or even communication or response with intentional habits that builds emotional connection and safety every day. You are taking positive action that nourishes your marriage. Action of appreciation, showing gratitude. He may not be the best, she may not be the best. Appreciate each other. It is better than conflict and confrontation and criticism, or defending yourself, or withdrawing, or even be silent. If she likes you too much, you turn off. You check out completely. You don't even care whatever he or she is saying. You repair conversations quickly. That's what I have learned in marriage. And that's what I teach other people. You repair easily. Don't allow, resentment to build overnight. Once you repair every time, you are working towards positive relationship pattern. Yes, you repair because conflict will come. Don't make no mistake about it. You may come back and he has bought something that you don't like and you get angry. Conflict will come, but you have to learn to forgive and repair easily in your relationship. I thank you so much for following me all along, for giving me your time. If you have followed me, if I've watched this video from now to the end. So what are we trying to talk about today? That you don't have to change your partner. All you need to change is your pattern. The pattern of communication, the relationship pattern. Once it is changed, then your relationship will change. Okay? And if this video has helped you to recognize some of the hidden patterns in your own relationship, I have created a free guide, 7 signs that you're already becoming roommates instead of partners. So download it using the link in the description. And if you are ready to change your pattern and you're saying, Angela, I think I want to align with what you're saying. I have this pattern problem in my marriage. I want to change it. I want to begin to experience a better thing in my marriage. I have recognized it. It's true. It's happening. But I need a change right now. I like you to book a free 30 minutes discovery call so that I will know that if we are best fit to work together and then move your marriage forward. I have also a different program. I call it a relationship research program. It's a 6-week program I've created to help couples to be aware of what is going on, identify the hidden pattern, change the responses, and create a better relationship or connection with each other. So you go to my website too and you apply for the program. It's just 6 weeks and you get started with the program. Okay? And that's it for today. Please, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and follow me on all my social media platforms. Until next time, I'd like you to see the pattern, see the drift, and then replace and build emotional connection with each other. Thank you and bye.